My name is Elias Moreau, and for 32 years I've flown the friendly skies as quietly as possible. I'm the guy who boards with noise-canceling headphones already on, chooses the window seat so no one has to climb over me, and keeps my mouth shut unless the turbulence gets biblical. I like order. I like rules. Most of all, I like not being noticed. That changed on Flight 1747 from Atlanta to Seattle, Seat 23A, on a Thursday in late October when the entire cabin smelled faintly of damp wool and someone's over-applied vanilla body spray. Karen, because of course her name was Karen, sat directly behind me in 24A. She announced her presence before takeoff by slamming her carry-on into the overhead bins so hard the whole row shuddered. Then she kicked my seat back once, twice, testing it like a child punishing a vending machine. I turned slightly, offered the universal half-smile of sorry if my seat is in your way even though physics says otherwise, and faced forward again. The kicking didn't stop. It wasn't rhythmic or accidental. It was deliberate, sharp, heel-first thumps every 40 seconds or so, strong enough that my coffee cup danced on the tray table. I waded through taxi, through the safety demo, through the long crawl to the runway. When we finally leveled off at 35,000 feet and the seatbelt sign dinged off, I stood, stretched the way tall people do in economy, and turned around. "Excuse me," I said politely. "Could you please stop kicking my seat? It's making it hard to work." She looked up from her phone, mid-scroll, lips pursed in that perfect O of offended disbelief. Mid-40s, platinum bob, designer athleisure, wireless earbuds dangling like status symbols. Her eyes narrowed. "I'm not kicking anything," she said. "Maybe your seat is just cheap." I nodded once, the way you do when you realize diplomacy is already dead, and sat back down. The next kick came 30 seconds later. Harder. I pressed the call button. The purser, Marisol, according to her name tag, was mid-aisle with a tray of water cups. She had the calm, slightly exhausted face of someone who has seen every version of human nonsense at altitude. I gave her the abbreviated version. "The passenger behind me keeps kicking my seat. I've asked her to stop." "She hasn't." Marisol glanced back at Karen, who was now aggressively pretending to watch a movie while her foot continued its campaign. Marisol sighed the sigh of the perpetually overworked and leaned in. "I'll handle it." She did. She walked back, crouched beside 24A, and spoke in the low, velvet register flight attendants reserved for passengers one tantrum away from being deplaned in cuffs. "Ma'am, the gentleman in front of you has asked you to stop kicking his seat. We need you to keep your feet on the floor." Karen's voice rose an octave. "I'm not kicking his seat. He's reclining into my space. I paid for this seat. I have rights." "Your seat is the same as his," Marisol replied evenly. "And right now he's not reclined. Please keep your feet down." Karen crossed her arms. "I'm trying to relax. If he doesn't like it, he can move." Marisol straightened. "Sir," she said to me over the seat back, "would you like to move forward? We have an open seat in premium economy." I hesitated. I hate making a scene, but my lower back was already throbbing from the repeated impacts, and I had 6 more hours of flight ahead. "Yes, please." Karen snorted. "Of course he wants special treatment." Marisol ignored her, motioned for me to follow. As I gathered my laptop and water bottle, Karen leaned forward and hissed just loud enough for the row to hear. "Pathetic. Running to mommy because you can't handle a little nudge." I didn't answer. I didn't need to. The premium economy seat, 17A, was glorious. Extra legroom, no one behind me, and a view of the wing that made the clouds look like they were keeping pace. I sank into it, exhaled, and opened my laptop again. 10 minutes later, Marisol reappeared, this time with a small smirk she couldn't quite hide. "She's still complaining," she whispered. "Says the recline on her seat is broken now because that man got moved. She wants compensation." I raised an eyebrow. "Is it broken?" Marisol's smirk grew. "No, but she keeps trying to force it back while leaning all her weight on it. The mechanism is jammed because she's treating it like a lazy boy. I told her if she continues, we'll have to lock it upright for landing." She paused. Then I told her the captain has already been informed of a disruptive passenger. I laughed under my breath. "You didn't." "I did. and I may have mentioned that we're now monitoring her closely. I didn't ask Marisol to do anything else. I didn't have to. The revenge began organically. About 40 minutes later, the beverage cart rolled through premium economy. I ordered a ginger ale. When the cart reached row 24, Karen demanded a double vodka soda because I'm clearly being harassed on this flight. The flight attendant, different one, younger, named Javier, poured it with theatrical slowness. Ma'am, I can only serve one at a time per FAA regulations. You'll have to wait for the next pass. Karen's voice cracked like a whip. That's ridiculous. I'm a loyal customer. I fly Delta every month. American, Javier corrected gently. This is American. And yes, one drink per service. She huffed so loudly I heard it 5 rows ahead. Then came the meal service. Premium economy got the braised short rib. Economy got the rubbery chicken or vegetarian pasta. Karen had pre-ordered the short rib, because of course she had. But when Javier reached a row, he paused. I'm so sorry, ma'am. We're short one short rib meal. The manifest shows you selected it, but it looks like it was double booked. We can offer you the chicken or the pasta. Karen's face went the color of a traffic light, changing to red. That is unacceptable. I paid extra for that meal. I understand, Javier said. Unfortunately, we can't magic another short rib out of the galley. Chicken or pasta? She chose pasta, muttering something about lawsuits. I didn't gloat. I ate my short rib in silence, savoring the irony more than the meat. The real crescendo came after the lights dimmed for the movie. I was half asleep when I heard it, first a metallic clunk, then a frustrated grunt, then a louder clunk. I turned slightly. Karen was yanking on her seat recline button like it owed her money. The seat wouldn't budge past 2 inches. She tried again. Nothing. She pressed her call button. Marisol arrived promptly. The recline is broken, Karen snapped. Fix it. Marisol inspected the seat. It's not broken, ma'am. It's locked. Locked. Yes. After repeated, forceful attempts to recline beyond the safe limit, and after multiple warnings about disruptive behavior, the crew can lock the seat in the upright position for the remainder of the flight. Safety regulation. Karen stared. You locked my seat? The system did, Marisol said calmly. It's designed to prevent damage and injury. You're welcome to use the footrest, though. There's no footrest in economy. There is, Marisol replied. You just have to pull it out from under the seat in front of you. The one you've been kicking for the last hour. Silence. Glorious, ringing silence. Karen sat back, arms folded so tightly her knuckles whitened. She didn't kick again. She didn't speak again. She simply glared at the seatback screen like it had personally betrayed her. When we landed in Seattle, I stayed seated until the premium rows were called. As I passed 24A, Karen was